Hey guys, I'm back! So as you guys know, it's totally on brand for me to essentially not upload for half a year and then come back and start uploading again. So I'm back. And I kind of like want to do something a little different with my channel. I've been so busy. I have children, I have writing, I have lots of just life stuff going on. So instead of doing like my normal sit down videos and stuff, I just figured I'd vlog. And it's Vlogmas, so. But I bet you ain't gonna do it like once a day and upload videos. I might, who knows, but I'm just, my main focus is just to vlog my reading. And kind of just upload like once a week. And I'll probably just like do that. Now my main goal is to get through one book a week because I've had so much going on. Like I really wish that I could tell you guys what I was doing. In fact, you know what? Let's sit down, get your tea, and let's talk about what I was doing. Except for really vaguely because I'm not allowed to talk about any of it. Actually, I decided that before we talk about everything that I was doing before, I'm going to let you know what it is I'm going to be reading. I need a new bookshelf because I have books like everywhere. Like most of these are like double stacked, triple stacked back there. Like it's a hot fucking mess. And I've just been really lazy about my shelves, and I've been buying a lot of books just because I like to buy books to fill my soul with. It's empty and dark in there, so you gotta fill it with something. I am currently reading The Name of the Wind, and I'm like halfway through, so I want to finish this week. But I also have a manuscript from Jodi Meadows' third book. I have her manuscript right now. It's the third book in the Fallen Isles trilogy. Here's some Fallen Isles right here. And it's called When She Rains, and I think it's gonna be out probably next year, fall, because they've both come out like September. And this one just came out this September. So I'll talk a little bit more about that while I'm reading it, but obviously no spoilers on that one. And then I've got The Name of the Wind that I, oops, shit. There we go. The Name of the Wind that I want to finish. And I really wanted to get into City of Brass. I liked Poison Study. So I want to do Magic Study. And then I saw this beauty. And I remember there was a huge controversy over it. So this is kind of like what I want to read. It's funny, I should say, I could read this in a week. But we all know I'm only going to finish one book a week for now. And I'm going to go ahead and make some breakfast. It's like 12 o'clock. That's when I usually eat. And I'll talk about what I was doing while I'm cooking. Sort of, kind of. Okay, now that that's done, I have my food, so I will talk a little bit about why I've been like MIA since like February, I want to say. For the most part, I've just been fucking busy. Like, I've been working on so many projects. I'm gonna be honest, I can't YouTube and write at the same time. I can barely read and write at the same time. That sounds real basic. But like, I can't actively focus on my channel and like reading books for the channel and like books to talk about and talking about things when I'm actively in a fictional world. Like it just doesn't fucking work for me. Either I'm 100% invested in this or in that. Yeah, I spilled stuff on myself. Don't judge me. It's good. We're good. Over the past 6 months, I've been so busy. Just working and writing and taking care of my kids. Mainly just writing. I'm just kidding. I take care of my kids. Before, all my videos were very like discussion oriented, or I did a lot of reviews. Like if a lot of you have been around since the review hype breakdown videos, you know that I like to like critically analyze a book and find out whether it has quality or not. And like, I was gonna say full frontal honesty, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Full disclosure, when it comes to me being a writer and reviewing books, it's a tricky fucking ground to walk on, right? Like, let's just be honest here. Half of you are going to be like, oh, don't be a bitch about it. And then, like, the other half of you are probably going to agree. I'm sorry, this is so good. I'm just eating. It's grits with spinach, onion, bacon, and an egg on top. And sometimes I'll add, like, cheese. Like, I do, like, a Colby Jack cheese that I'll put a little bit on top. Oh my god, it doesn't look good. It looks like slop. Whatever. I really wanted to take off time to think about what I was going to do with my channel and going forward, because, you know, I'm not just a booktuber. I'm an author on Booktube, so it's a little bit of a different space for me to navigate. So I wanted to kind of figure out how I was going to navigate this, because I want to talk about books and I want to be honest about my feelings about books at the same time. So I need to figure out how I was going to do that made me comfortable. And I think I found a way, because, and here's the issue with it. I DNF a lot of books, but for a lot of different reasons, not just quality. But I didn't want to be like, here's on my TBR, and like, you guys know that I'm reading a book, and then I make a review about it and be like, but I DNF'd it, and then have to go into like this, oh, but it's not because the book's bad, it's because of X, Y, and Z, and then you guys are gonna be like, bitch, you just covering up something? Why are you always over-explaining why you DNF'd a book? But if I like do a vlog, you can actually see me interacting with the book and where things go wrong and what I like. And I don't know, it just seems a lot more informal and fun versus like a review where it feels like I'm literally getting out the tea ready to like slam somebody. And I don't know, I'm not vibing on that. I mean, I'm still gonna be me and I'm still gonna say what I think or how I feel. But I just want the setup a little different. So that's what I'm doing now. And join me. So it is 12:40. I cooked, I ate, and I have some like housekeeping things to do. Like there's another project that I have to keep on the super low that I want to do for the channel. But I'm kind of getting all of my like ducks in a row with that, and yeah. After that, I've got to finish Jodi's manuscript, because I've got to get that back to her by like Friday. I was supposed to totally get that back to her last month on the 31st. Yeah, but a lot of crazy shit happened, and she didn't need it back until like the end of this month anyway, so like we're safe. So I'm gonna finish that. So I think I'm going to try to get like 100 pages done on that today, and I would check back in with you guys once I do. And I don't know if I'm gonna check in with the page count. I don't know if I'm gonna actually talk about like me interacting with the text on that one, because this is a book that's still like going through all of its steps and processes. It's not even in like review form yet, and I don't want to like ruin your guys' experience, especially if you haven't read Before She Ignites. Get on it, because I love this series. And then As She Ascends just came out in September, so I'm not over here trying to be that bitch who's like, I get early reads and things, and this is my opinion, but you won't be able to read it until like next year sometime. Like, you know, that bitch is annoying, so I'm not gonna be that chick. But I am going to try to get 100 pages done on that, and I'll check in, see how it goes. I forgot I also have laundry. Oh my god, what are you doing? Are you waving around? Okay, this is not even yours. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Charlie. Can you at least get up and move so I can sit down? Get up and move, Charlie! So I'm on the couch now. It is like 1 something. It's 1:15. I kind of went over this stuff a little bit that I'm supposed to like solidify before tomorrow. I'm probably gonna have to do that again because I wasn't really paying attention. But I'm just gonna start getting through When She Rains, which is the third Fallen Isles book's title. I'm gonna try to get like 100 pages through before, I guess, our next lunchtime. The kids kind of had lunch when I had breakfast, but they eat like fucking vacuums, so mood. Okay, it's like 3:36 now, and I'm tired. I read like another 20% of the book. I don't know what that equates to in pages, because it's a Word document, and it's on my Kindle technically, and it doesn't do pages for some reason. But I'm gonna take a break. I have to fix my kids some more food because they are vacuums, and that's it for now. Hey guys, so since I fixed my kids some food, I thought I'd make myself some hot dogs. And yeah, I got the ghetto bread. Got my hot dog. We don't have any hot dog buns. Don't judge. But what I wanted to talk about was like, I have not been completely deaf to all the like little drama things that have been happening like on Twitter. And like, there's no tea here, but if there was, I'd just spill it right now. Which is, y'all gotta stop getting so ruffled every time an individual or a few individuals say some stuff that's a little fucked up. Now, when it comes to like a dude making a tag video saying I'm not like other girls, like, come on, just let him feel like he's not like other girls. I mean, like, there's no reason to take one person's opinion and let it crumble you. And I guess why I'm saying that is I'm not like coming down on people who have been doing that or have been sharing it and being outraged by it. It's just, it's not healthy. That stuff will eat you up. If you don't know this person and something dumb that they said hurt you, you really need to take a step back and kind of take care of yourself, because nothing that anyone ever says should have any weight on your life or any bearing. Now I'm going to take another step and say, even if it's somebody you fucking know, let him know, like, bitch, your opinion, it's nice and all, but it don't mean shit to me. This is not a cute food to eat on camera. Life is hard, and doing shit is hard. Like, anything that you want to do and put your mind to, shit's fucking hard. And it's hard because people will try to break you and make you fit a mold of some sort. And you have to be able to stand up and say, that's not me. That might be you, but it's not me. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. And you're not in a place to do that if you're in a place where you're affected by the opinions of others when they're not even directed totally and specifically at you. I just want to say, like, take care of yourselves, y'all. Like, I don't understand why the drama on Booktube is even drama. Like, anyways, guys, that's it for now. I'm going to finish eating, talk to my husband, and then I'm going to go back to reading, and I'll give y'all an update. It's totally late now, and by late I just mean like 6 o'clock, I think, because it's winter time, and that means we get no sun. I haven't read anything. I was supposed to read after I got off the phone with my husband, but the iPad was dying, and I was like, Love It or List is on HGTV, and we all know I'm trash for renovation shows. So that's my life now. Okay, y'all, so this is creepy as fuck, but I wanted to give you an update. Yep, it is now 10:17, and I'm using my iPad as light, and I'm going to read, finally, and see how that goes. I'm hoping to get 20% done before I go to bed. I'll check in the morning, and we'll see how I did. Go away! It's time for bed. He's still awake. He won't go to sleep. It's Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock. Actually, it's 9:30. And, oh my god, I'm so tired because it's so dark. And, hi, Charlie. Okay, get out of my face. Oh my god. I actually have to run to the store and get another thing of water because, we need more water. And do my breakfast routine all over. I have some calls this afternoon that I have to make and take. And then, oh my god, Charlie. Honestly. And then we'll see how reading goes. I'll check in with you guys after my phone calls to see what I'm going to start reading. I really need to finish When She Rains, so probably that. But we'll see. Charlie. Hey guys, it is Wednesday afternoon. It's almost 12, and I've kind of decided that my reading portion of like making these reading vlogs is kind of boring. One, because I'm reading a manuscript that I can't talk about, and so that's a little boring right now, but once I get into other books, I'll have like spoilery sections of what I'm reading and just more like far more entertaining thoughts as I'm reading. But I've also realized that a lot of my day is spent in the vast of the unknown, mainly because I spend most of my day doing housekeeping for writing projects or actually writing projects. Actually, no, I don't spend most of my time doing that. Most of my time revolving around my writing projects is spent like this. Writer thinking things, writer thinking things, thinking things, writer thinking things, writer thinking things, yeah. I conceptualize for the vast majority of my writing projects. In fact, the most time spent for me writing is either editing, after that it's conceptualizing, and then the last is actually writing. Mainly because I feel like I have to know the story, I need to know some very specific things about the story before I can put pen to paper, before I can start typing. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit because I feel like that's actually far more interesting to discuss than me just being like, Be back! So I'm going to talk about a writing project that I'm doing right now. I am doing another contemporary. With that being said, I haven't started the actual writing of it yet because I've been so much in the brainstorming session. Actually, that's a lie. I've written like 10,000 words for it over the course of like 2 days. Like, I am a very fast writer. However, the problem with it and why it stalled is because I was writing the wrong character in the right plot. And so I'm not suggesting that this is anybody else's kind of method for writing. I know that everybody is very unique when it comes to writing story and stuff. And my way, in a very unnuanced way, seems like completely wrong to what all the writing advice says, which is, if you don't write a few words every day, you'll never get better. But I take the more storytelling approach to writing, so with that in mind, this is it. But the first thing that I do when I started writing projects is I need to know the character, the main character. I have to hear their voice. If I don't hear their voice, I don't care how many words I write, they're all just gonna be wasted. I will meander around a plot, but even though I really enjoy a plot, it might not work at all because the character, like, the plot is the character's life, and if I get the character wrong, then the plot is wrong. So for me, I don't chug at words every day. I try to figure out the character voice, and that is by far the most frustrating part of it all because it's like I never know when that's gonna come. I just know that it will. And so with this one, I toyed around with her. Okay. So with the alien story, I knew going in that the voice needs to be very different from the other contemporary that I wrote because you can't have two of the same characters doing like the same story, especially since it's set in the same universe, it's set in the same general like area and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that they were vastly different. You need a new diaper? Guess he's ready to get changed. Be right back. Okay, so I have no idea what my train of thought was before I left. That's the problem with children. They steal everything from you. But I'm just gonna go into like how I go about conceptualizing character and the character's voice. And one is inspiration from different outlets and sources. Like, I watch a lot of media. Reading books doesn't really help for me. I can't read in the same genre that I'm writing. And I know a lot of people will say that's horrible advice. You should always read the books that are like what you write. But to me, the problem with that becomes too much likeness. Like, I will either hate the book that is similar to my book, not similar in tone and stuff, but if it's contemporary romance, I will start hating every contemporary romance that I'm reading because I'm trying to write one and what I'm reading is not what I'm trying to write. Think of it when you have a craving for a very specific sweet and someone gives you like let's say you want a juicy brownie or something. I don't even like brownies. I don't think they're juicy, but whatever. Say you want a brownie and someone's like, oh, cool. Okay, well, here's a chocolate chip cookie. That's the best I can do. You're like, okay, well, that's nice, but it's not a brownie. That's what it is for me. So I don't read from the same genre. And even reading like fantasy while I'm writing contemporary is very difficult because it's like asking me to be involved in someone else's world, especially a world that requires so much like diving into. However, I do love reading nonfiction while I'm trying to draft. And that's because I can get a lot of, especially memoirs, you can get a lot of inspiration from other people's lives, the way that they felt, because memoirs tend to be very relatable. So it helps me to tap into relatable emotions and pull up things from my own past, and then eventually I start pulling up things from this character's past. However, that's the first thing I do, is I try to fill up my well of creativity, and you never know where it's gonna come from. And yeah, so like that's kind of, I don't know what that was. It wasn't really a writing tip, but it is just something that I'm going through right now, and I think I want to include more of that, like general things that I kind of learn along the way, or things that I observe along the way. And let me know what you think, because if you want me to keep this as just a strictly reading vlog, I can. It just might be a little boring. Guys, can you guys chill? Just chill. Just chill. 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 But if you guys want me to keep this as strictly just like a reading vlog, I totally can do that. If you guys like the mix here and there of like during the day when I'm actually doing like writing stuff, I can mention that stuff too. Just let me know. Just let me know. Then I'm going to spend the rest of the day reading because I really need to get this manuscript back to Jody like ASAP. And yeah, so like a brief update on that. I am enjoying it. That's all I can say. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get back into my housekeeping stuff, and then I will check back in, I think right before I start reading, so I can set a goal for myself, and then obviously we'll go from there. What do you want? Don't run away. Don't run away. Tell the truth. Oh, by the way, I still have not done the laundry. Don't look. Oh, don't look at my shame. Hey guys, it's me from the future. I've been sick for the last like 2 days. My husband was sick for like 2 days before that, and like, anyways. So while I was moving all of my film over to edit, I think I deleted one of my videos because I can't find my update about my reading on a reading vlog. So I figured I'd just come back. Plus there's just kind of some stuff that I want to wrap up and say, based off of the whole week and the writing community. First, I finished When She Rains that night. So yeah, book took a turn and I couldn't put that shit down, and I was just like, oh no she didn't, oh no they're not, yes they are, oh my god. And I hate being that bitch who's like reading stuff that you can't read like for a while. So but I will say that it was such a satisfying ending, and Jody apparently doesn't like to pull punches, because I did feel a little bit like she punched me in the face. When I was done, I was like, damn girl. But without all that being said, I really enjoyed the last book, and it is such a satisfying ending to the conclusion of the whole series, and I really hope that you guys are enjoying Before She Ignites and As She Ascends, and then when this comes out, you guys will enjoy this one too, because punched me in the motherfucking face. Now, I wanted to conclude this vlog over like some crazy stuff kind of is happening in YA world. And I kind of want to talk about call-out culture a little bit. I know it's something that is brought up a lot, but I was reading this book by Francesca Ramsey called, well, that escalated quickly. And I really enjoyed the book because she was the person who actually, damn, let me put this down because it's moving, I'm eating. So I read this book, well, that escalated quickly, by Francesca Ramsey. And it's about call-out culture and cancel culture, and she's the one who started the trending video, Shit White Girls Say to Black Girls, and that, you know, that started a whole trend. I don't know if you guys are here for that in like 2012, and she kind of became the self-proclaimed call-out queen, and I think internet proclaimed as well. But what's interesting about what she has to say is how, like, being somebody who like went through it and it's like early forms, and somebody who like was real deep in the trenches fighting the war, using them call outs, she saw some of the ugly sides of it as well. I kind of wanted to talk about how it's created this jump the gun kind of reaction with people, and this mobilizing thing that we do, especially in the YA community. I feel like first, it's interesting to me the dynamics of someone, usually two people who have a platform. That's the only time where I see it as being fair. Like, it's not call out culture if you calling out somebody with 78 like followers on Twitter. Like, what you calling out? Their ignorance? Like, like who even know them? You know what I mean? Like, it's different when you're calling out somebody who's perpetuating something and using their power or their place in the community or their place in society at whole. But let's keep it to writing. It's different if you call out like an author who's using their place in the community to perpetuate something, for sure. Or some people or beings or systems that have some type of power, and they use that. Now, it's interesting to me when essentially two authors or two like, it's never gonna happen with publishing companies. It's usually two authors who have some shit to say to each other, and then they try to mobilize their little armies to say what they have to say. Now, I don't think that there's a problem when an author uses their platform to talk about issues or issues that they're having. Though I do think it's interesting when they low-key ask their following to take up the mantle as well. And here's my only reason why. I'm someone who I believe, like, don't use me as your mouthpiece. Honestly, I think everybody needs to stand up and use their own voice and exercise their own thoughts, because that's the only way that you're actually going to internalize the shit that you say. Because, you know, you're the one who has to come up with the information and your thoughts and ideas behind something. So you have to think about it, and you have to come up with how you feel about it, which is going to make you question a lot of things, hopefully. Or at least, you know, when other people start questioning you and you're using your own words, if you don't have any, that's a problem. And you see that that's a problem because you stuck. But if you use me as a mouthpiece and you start using my ideas and my thoughts and shit like that, then you ain't thinking, and that ain't healthy, right? So I always say, come from a stance of, don't use me as a mouthpiece. Just like I'm not gonna use anybody else as a mouthpiece, because I ain't trying to walk outside looking stupid and show my ass and all fucked up just because other people have opinions and I don't even know where they got them opinions, right? So it's interesting to me when people mobilize with an author and share the author's opinion, because technically that author is asking their audience to be their mouthpiece, and like the author's just at the head. And the thing that I see that happens with that is if somebody's jumping the gun on something, or if the author's in the wrong, then you look dumb as fuck. Or even if that author's in the right, instead of having a discussion, it ends up being like a flame-throwing war. You know what I'm saying? So it's always interesting to me to see how communities handle mobilization. I think it's way more productive in our community, especially because most of it should be, and I hope is, made up of teens, that the adults in the community show the proper way in which to handle any type of situation that you come across. I mean, sometimes there is a place for anger, sometimes there's a place for a deep discussion, sometimes there's place for learning, there's place for all these things, but every discussion that comes from being frustrated with something shouldn't always stem in anger and mobilize in anger. Like, to me, that's really dysfunctional. And it's teaching teens who don't have the same experiences. Like, I'm not the person who says, hold on. Now, I will never be the person that says that teens can't be mature or that teens aren't smart enough to be able to think for themselves. I think teens are probably usually some of the smartest we have in the room at times, especially given how people act today. But my thing is that teens don't have the same experience that a lot of adults do, simply because they don't have the same amount of years of life on Earth. And the more you live, the more you come into conflict and confrontation, and the more chances you have to grow as an individual and to mature. And I feel like, especially in the YA community, as authors have a deep responsibility not to mobilize children. I'm just saying, especially because once you start, like, you're asking them to go into an arena with other mobilized adults, possibly adults who choose to mobilize themselves, adults who, it doesn't have to be the other author mobilizing them. The internet is the trolling place of the century, and I am sorry about my air conditioner. I don't have, I'm gonna get a mic for these vlogging things so that it is not so loud and annoying. I apologize, especially since my desk sits right next to like the little vent, so apologies. But I feel like it's so important to realize that when you ask teens to mobilize, especially, like, you have to assume that your audience is teen-based. You have to assume that if you're a young adult author. And when you ask them to mobilize, especially against adults, like, that is such a dangerous thing to do. And you're asking some of their first experiences, especially with confrontation, especially on the internet, you're asking for them to do that on their own and to succeed or fail on their own, and that's just so not cool. So I just kind of wanted to say that based off some of the crazy shit that was happening this weekend, which I'm not really going to draw attention to because I don't want other people going around trying to mobilize and shit like that. So it's just interesting to me with call out culture how mobilization happens, and it does make me wonder, why do we as readers or participants of, like, say, an author who is trying to mobilize us, why do we want to partake in that? I think there are plenty of times to feel the need to stand up and speak, especially for other people who seem to not be able to speak for themselves, or for marginalized groups or whatever. But I think it's always important to ask, why is somebody trying to mobilize you, and to really think about it. Think about what their motives might be, whether they're pure or not, and what are the ramifications of you participating in that. So, that's my tea, which ain't really tea, just an observation. And with that, guys, that concludes my reading vlog for the week. I read one book, so obviously I did not get to the other ones. I did, and I will start something new. I'm thinking about scrapping my old TBR list because I'm just not feeling anything on that right now. And I listened to Strange the Dreamer, but I have Knees of Nightmares, and I think I listened to Strange the Dreamer like a few months before it came out, and I want to reread it before I read Muse of Nightmares. So I might do that. If I don't shoot me. I might pick something else much shorter. I still have the last saga, the graphic novel. I still have the last volume of that just came out like earlier in October. So I might reread Saga. I don't know. I'm a free person and I'm gonna do what I want. So we'll see on the next reading vlog if y'all will join me. So guys, I will talk to you later. TTYL. Stop for now. Bye.